Moncton. Ethan Newton's one touchdown from MON18. He'll get it back to Volkovsky. He's taking the ball by Julius Suf and now Juraj Pekarczyk. Suf with the center with Pekarczyk. Down goes the Slovak import. As Medicine Hat Tigers work their way back out to center. The shot in. As it lingered around side of the net, Newton was going after it. But the Wildcats will start the breakout. This is stripped away by Weisblatt. Now the wing he goes. It's off to McKenna. As Grenier steers it up the boards. Suf is there. Out to center it goes. He'll steer it over to Väisänen. Vihti Väisänen to center. The Utah prospect shoots it in. Rousseau stops it behind the net. Down to Klaus Pekarczyk off the boards. Looks it over to Suf. Now McKinnon with it. Dylan McKinnon through center. He'll play that in deep. Comes back around Ritchie. Played up the center ice. Here goes McKenna with speed. McKenna! The shot that goes wide. Looks in front. Not only score! Ryder Ritchie!
He's dangerous. There he goes. That's the best player in this game. He goes unmarked all the way up the ice. He misses the net on the shot, but Mathis Rousseau is way out of position, and it's a great job following it up by his two line mates. Weisblatt over to Ritchie, who opened the scoring in game one. He's going to open the medicine.
Willie Desjardins before the game about Bryce Pickford and his offensive production this year, and he said he logs massive hours at the arena. He's there early in the morning, and he doesn't leave till the mid-afternoon. They have to tell him to leave. He's there so often.
Here's Vincent Collard. Takes a hard hit from Jonas Wu along the boards. As it's poked up the wing, Loki Johansson. Long-range shot. That's blocked in front. Desnoyers off the boards to Dylan Gill. Right across. Johansson with a shot. That's knocked out in front. Juraj Pekarczyk knocks the puck loose. Picks it up in the corner. Pekarczyk tied up by Weisblatt. Now Desnoyers goes down. Penalty upcoming. Here's Pekarczyk. Back for Desnoyers. Right back to Pekarczyk off his foot. As he'll get it again for Vinicek over to the far side. That just missed Desnoyers. Now Dylan Gill for Vinicek. Back across Pekarczyk again. Looks on the back door. Can't connect with Smith. And the Wildcats will duck out to center ice.
The overage forward who goes to the box as he's engaged in a battle with Pekarczyk.
2 minutes, tripping.
And then is going to trip up Caleb Desnoyers coming out of that battle, hand wrapped around Pekarczyk, and then stick onto the skate of Desnoyers. He goes down. And
the Wildcats were 1 for 3 the other night. Here's Etienne Morin with a shot knocked out in front, and the rebound put high by Vinicek. Still loose as Madigan makes the save. And Ward clears it to the line, but not out. Now Etienne Morin passing off. Back out in front, Vinicek is there as Collard direction. Over to Desnoyers, that bounces on, but goes out to center ice. Now Morin throws it back for Vinicek. Weaving it over the line. That's poked away from Desnoyers by Pickford. And the Tigers throw it down the ice. Here's Collard. Stopped at the line, though, by Volkovsky and Wu. Jonas Wu picks it up. Here goes the defenseman. Taking it deep. Tied up in the corner by Vinicek. As Desnoyers wrecks it up ice. The power play is halfway gone. Here goes Gabe Smith. Back for Gill, right across. Desnoyers drops it back to Gill. Desnoyers. He out in front for Mercier. This is picked up by Väisänen. Can't get it out. Desnoyers for Gill. Steps in with a shot. That goes high off the glass. Smith back for Gill again. Quickly over to Picarchi. Gill for Desnoyers. Waits, tries a shot. That's stopped by Vicinen. As Tanner Molendijk able to hoist this one out. As here come the Wildcats through center. Sumpf slipping past Mooney. Loose puck played by Ryder Ritchie. Ryder Ritchie up through center. Spots Weissblatt. He was almost taken up by Desnoyers. As Caleb Desnoyers goes the other way, and he'll pass it off. Uri Picarchi circles the net out in front, and it stays. Here's TSN's Director of Scouting, Craig Button. Craig?
Well, Frankie in the players-only meeting talked about Caleb Desnoyers, a heads-up player. He's a hard competitor, and everything he's doing is all in to help the team win. And that's important qualities. Oh, yeah, by the way, he's got pretty good skills as well. There's no question he's going to help teams in the NHL win also.
That's right, and you know, as Mark Denis rather said in the pregame show as well, he was a first overall pick in the QMJHL. Frank, you saw him play his last game of minor hockey. There's always been hype surrounding Caleb Desnoyers.
There really has been, and if you take a look at the 2007 born players across the CHL this season when it comes to points, of course, Michael Misa far and away, but Caleb Desnoyers, the 84 points doesn't tell the whole story because he says his favorite player is Jonathan Toews. It wasn't about the points for Jonathan Toews. It was about doing the things that matter when it comes to winning, and an NHL team is going to get that package when they draft Caleb Desnoyers in June.
Off the face-off, here's Etienne Morin with a shot as Lindstrom. Here's Sumpf versus Lindstrom off the face-off, and Lindstrom wins it back. Fourth overall to the Columbus Blue Jackets in Vegas this past summer. As it's bumped down by Picarchi up the middle. His shot ricochets off of Vicinen. Vicinen's got it now. And this is going to be whistled down for him. Lindstrom to the end boards. With Andrew Basha. Basha carries it up the wing. Finds Bullen and out front. Pass save made by Matisse Rousseau. As the Wildcats skated to center and chip it in right to Mooney. He'll angle that out to center for Dylan Gill. All right, here goes Desnoyers. Snaps it right over to Sumpf. No shot, though, as Weissblatt defers to St. Martin. You know, 7 skaters on the ice for Moncton. Out in front here, Lindstrom with the shot. That carries just wide. There's Picarchi passing over. Sumpf out through center. In on the wing, Sumpf for the shot. Stopped by Menigan. Picarchi into the corner. On the backhand, pass in front for Desnoyers. Couldn't get the shot through. And the Tigers skip it down the edge right to Rousseau.
For Kane Lindstrom here at the Memorial Cup. Very noticeable so far.
Off the draw, there's a shot from McKenna. Save made by Rousseau. As McKenna brings it around from the slot. This is blocked by Desnoyers. Into the Medicine Hat. On the wing, drops it off. Chance coming for Vicinen as it stays out. And back the other way. Picarchi 2-on-1 with Desnoyers. Kick at the pass shoulder. That's broken up by Bryce Pickford. Now Picarchi knocked down by Ryder Ritchie. Back along the board, Julius Sloan had Desnoyers out in front, but can't find him with a pass. Hot start to the first minute of play in the second period. As this is swatted out of the air by Etienne Morin. Julius Sumpf. Back the other way, passes over Picarchi. Can't get that through to the net. That was blocked by Jonas Wu. Now here goes McKenna drifting over the line. McKenna over the wrister. That's knocked away by Etienne Morin. Hit the glass.
Well, you don't want to get into a track meet style of game when Gavin McKenna is on the ice. He's so good at stretching it out and can create something out of nothing.
Here goes Julius Sumpf with a hard wrister. That's... There's Loke Johansson. Julius Sumpf now to center. Sumpf steals it again as he's pushed off the puck by Newtons. Matthew Ward sauces it cross ice. Van Mulligan chops it in. Nudged over by Rousseau. Caught by St. Martin. into the slot. Skated to center by Desnoyers. Around the boards it goes to Hunter St. Martin. St. Martin. Here he goes through center. Picking up momentum. He'll hit the brakes. Off the wing. Drops it off. There's a shot from Lidstrom. Powered that wide. And just Weissblatt over the line. McKenna off to Weissblatt. He's got 4 assists now in this tournament. There's Bryce Pickford. Crafty move to the inside. Back to the line. Rue, one-timer from McKenna. That's stopped by Rousseau. And the Wildcats clear it out off the glass.
Gavin McKenna, he always wants the puck. He's always ready for the puck. As that whole play developed, he tapped his stick. He was ready for it, took the shot. No issues pulling the trigger.
Madison had out through center. Here goes Andrew Basha. Bunch of speed as he threw it out in front. Settled down by Sumpf. Cut off by Pickford. Right back to center for Basha. And just offside is Hunter.
Caleb, what is this team doing to make it so hard to break through?
Well, nothing much, I think. Just our execution that has to be better, and it'll be the key.
What do you like from your team so far?
Oh, well, we're playing high pace, but I think, we just have to stick to our game plan and keep it a bit more simple.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Caleb Desnoyers, chance for him, and Ryder Ritchie's got his second goal of the game.
Former Western Hockey League Rookie of the Year with the Prince Albert Raiders. Came into this league with high hopes, and he has delivered in the WHL. So as we hit the halfway mark, now 2-goal deficit for the Moncton Wildcats. That will be a power play marker. Deep into Tiger territory. Wildcats working out in front. Carchi off the Moran. Lots of traffic in front. That glances off a body. Around he goes. Back in 97. So Riders catching him pretty quick. 6-10 Moran. Just out in front. It is Sumpf. Hits it down the boards. Right to Carchi. Keeps it moving around. Caleb Desnoyers off to Sumpf. Gets away right to Gavin McKenna. He'll skate in over the line. Doesn't get far. 14 Jean-Bron sends it down. Here's Sumpf on a breakaway. As he was knocked off balance by Pickford. And back the other way we go. Gavin McKenna sweeps in behind the net. Take it into the boards. As it stopped at center and shot back in by Nilo Pekka-Muhonen. Muhonen off the boards, right to 14 Jean-Bron, stepping in. 14 Jean-Bron down the wing. Out in front, looking for Gabe Smith. Couldn't pull the trigger. I'll give it away to Carchi. Loose in the slot. Desnoyers. Spots Gill at the point. Gill works in, takes the shot, deflects wide. Moran another try. That one's turned aside. And now Gavin McKenna starts out to center. McKenna looking over to Ritchie. Throw right off the boards and out by Dylan Gill. Tanner Molendyke backtrack. Here come the Wildcats. Gabe Smith up the middle. Can't get the shot off. The Roman penalty. From the line, there's a shot right off the blocker of Madigan.
With a lot of chances in their favor.
Here's Desnoyers. Back for Moran. Cross to Carchi. Bouncing back out in front. Quick clear for Bryce Pickford to center ice. Moran drops it for Desnoyers. As Tanner Molendyke picks this up. He'll just lob it out through center. Moran back through the neutral zone. Broken up by Molendyke again. Another clear for the Medicine Hat defender. Not a whole lot going here so far for the Wildcats on the power play. Pass across for Vidicek. On the boards, Vicinen throws it all the way around. And Rousseau is out.
Period. The Moncton Wildcats are within one.
31 seconds in. That is a huge goal for the Wildcats. As here go the Tigers back on the attack. He's thrown down the wing by Desnoyers, picked up by McCarthy. Here he goes. Good stick by Pickford, knocks that away. Side of the net. Lindstrom settles it down. Sharp pass ahead for Basha. And through center ice goes Medicine Hat. Woo plays it down the wing. McCarthy. Sharp turn. Loose puck. Played by Dylan McKinnon. Moran off the glass to the line, not out. He's picked up though by Jonas Woo. And here go the Tigers into the attacking zone. Lindstrom shot off a body. Cote back to center, reeled in by Pickford. Lindstrom looking off the Basha to the net. That's knocked away. Play back up the boards. Stolen by Lindstrom. Backhand that in off the glass. The Tigers are changing. So are the Wildcats. Matthew Warren plays it off to Vicinen. St. Martin passes it around. Picked up by Moncton. They'll carry up to center ice. Jean drop along the boards. Hayden Lindstrom with it. Jonas Woo back behind the net. He'll survey the ice. To center ice. This is Oasis wide splat. Brings it in. Sends it around the boards for Uri Picarchi. And Forte Jean gives it away to Molendijk. Now low, Richie looking for the hat-trick. And Rousseau shuts the door. Now Picarchi. Back over to Forte Jean. Dave Smith looks across ice. Will start accelerating towards center ice. In on Uri Picarchi, who fishes the puck away from. Cross-ice speed goes to Vicinen. He'll steer it over to Tanner Molendijk. Now Hunter St. Martin skating in, tries a shot. That's blocked by Loke Johansson. Originally from Stockholm, Sweden. Grew up about 20 minutes outside the city center. Andrew Basha plays it in.
The young Desnoyers not lacking in size and strength as he takes a healthy run at Basha and then a little extra right into the Moncton bench. And Basha's a pretty powerful skater, strong guy. This goes to show you how strong the
hat zone. Here's Bryce Pickford. Snaps it right to Matthew Ward. Taken away though by Mercier. Given right back. Newton's on the backhand. Down low it goes. On that center down front, Molotowski's there, but he's tied up. Directed back to the corner. Dylan Gill. Pressure for Newtons. The puck comes loose. And Moran gets over to it. All the way out through center ice. Jonas Woo back to scoop it up. Dodging the forecheck of Mercier. He'll get it off to Richie. Silk. It's right in there, passes off to Desnoyers. He falls down as Pickford directs it over to Woo. Woo from center, snaps it off the glass. On it goes, Dylan McKinnon now. Up to Silk. And look out for St. Martin versus Vidicek off the face-off, and Lindstrom got a high stick. And that is going to put Medicine Hat back on the power play.
Oh, that is going to delay the push for the Moncton Wildcats as Caleb Desnoyers is off to the box. It's going to be 2 minutes for high sticking. as Caden Lindstrom was on the receiving end of Desnoyers' stick right off the face-off, a battle. Desnoyers falling, he catches Lindstrom with the shaft of the stick. And now with 5.5 minutes to go, Moncton is going to...
McKenna looks over. No shot for Medicine Hat. Power play expires. Ritchie. Darlow. McKenna another try. Touched up by Rousseau as it's loose at the side.
Down, unable to bury it. Nice pressure by the Medicine Hat Tigers.
So Moncton back to full strength. Looking to put the pressure on Medicine Hat. Here's Vinky Vicinen, shoots it in from center. Caught by Rousseau, keeps it moving. Dylan Gill. Round for Souk. Desnoyers lifts it out through center. Mercier racing after it. Driven to the boards by Tanner Molendijk. Now Volakovsky. Ramped ahead to center by Newtons. As Loudsbury pivots around. Moncton are going 6 on 5. Final 2 minutes. Karchik out in front. Here's Desnoyers. Put it just wide of the net. Now Gabe Smith. Hands off to Fortier-Gendron. Darts in behind the net. Passing off. Desnoyers from the line. There's Morin with a shot. Deflected wide. Karchik back out to center. Fortier-Gendron backed out to the neutral zone. The Wildcats forced to reset. Karchik shoots it in. Madigan out to play. Cuts it off. Right back around the glass. And we got a pen. There goes Rousseau to the bench. So we're 5 on 5. Desnoyers passing off. This goes across for Preston Loudsbury. Back in front. Knocked into the air. Gavin McKenna sends it down. Off the post it is.